Oh, yeah. We're not just talk, we go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Welcome, welcome, welcome to beyondthechat.com. If you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, or on our website at www.beyondthechat.com, thank you so much for your support and for being here with us. If you don't know, I'm your girl, your neighbor, your best friend, Natasha Cash.
And I'm your host, TW, in the building.
We are super excited to be here tonight to celebrate. I guess you know, if you're watching, you can see we have on our
blues, but we don't have the blues.
We don't have the blues, but we do have on our blues. We are celebrating. We're super excited. I'm just saying, God is awesome, and what more can we say other than thank you, Jesus? Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. We are so excited about what has transpired over the last few days. It's been a lot of shenanigans.
Lots of shenanigans.
Yeah, lots of shenanigans.
Look that word up.
Exactly. Look up shenanigans. Yes. and that you'll understand what we've been going through for the last few days. But we are super excited about what is to come for the next 4 years.
Or 8.
Or 8. Yeah, we'll take 8. I'll take 8. You'll take 8. We'll take 8. And so we're super excited about what is to come. We thank God. He's amazing. He's been looking out for us. Ooh. And he's held us down through all of this. And so we're super excited about what is to come. So we hope that, hey, we are not happy that Donald Trump lost, but we're happy he's leaving. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Or are you happy he lost?
We're happy for upcoming change.
Exactly. We'll leave it at that.
So I think we're going to have a brighter outlook, and it's going to be more clear and concise. So
exactly. And I'm super excited. Just first of all, let me just say this. Congratulations. In our lifetime, we have now been alive to experience both a Black president and a Black vice president, woman vice president. So I know that I am proud. People mess with me and joke with me all the time. They say, that I'm not Black because I'm fair skinned. However, I am Black. My mama Black, my daddy Black, my family's Black. I'm Black. Exactly. Black. So I am extremely proud to be a Black woman in America today, knowing that anything is possible. And like President-elect Joe Biden said last night, we live in a country of possibilities.
Oh, yeah. That was,
and I love that.
He said some really good stuff.
He did say some really good stuff. Let me tell you, the one thing that touched my soul, it brought tears to my eyes. He said, you don't lead by the power of or the example of your power. Because a lot of people that are in power, they throw it around. You say somebody's a big wig's name and they think, oh, bow down or whatever. So he said, you don't lead by the example of your power. You lead by the power of your example. And if I did not take anything else away from what he said last night, that touched my heart, because that is so true. We can be great examples to so many people just by being honest and loyal and have integrity and be committed and dedicated to just being a good person in society, caring about the next person, having a good heart, thinking outside of the box and not just considering yourself and your family, but thinking of others. And the word karma is serious.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. And I think we're going to see some karma coming up.
I think so too. I really do, because, it's just nice to know that we are in a place where we can finally, maybe start praying again in schools and in, in different settings, because it's important that we put God in everything that we do.
Because he did touch on the Bible a little bit.
Yes, he did.
He threw that in there.
I was like, okay, Reverend Joe, come on, Rev.
He threw that in there.
He said, because the Bible says. I was like, wait a minute, turn it up. Here we go. So that was exciting. So again, congratulations to both President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. We are super proud of you, and we are super excited about the next upcoming years to come. We won't even put a number on it, but the upcoming years to come. And we know that you're going to do great things because you both seem like you have big hearts, great hearts, and you care about America as a whole and not just one group of people.
Right. And when they speak, they talk to Americans.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're talking to everybody.
Everybody. That felt really good. That felt really good. So I want to send some condolences. We recently lost a gospel icon. Pastor Rance Allen passed away just this past week. And that hit hard for, I know, everyone in the gospel community. So we want to use our platform to send condolences, our love, our prayers, our warm hearts and good vibes and thoughts to his family. May he rest in peace. And I know that his legacy and his music will live on. Listen, I don't know any other gospel artist out there that can do it.
That little thing got that.
And then when he bends over and put his hands on his knee, yes, it's
killing it.
It's about to go down. That's all I'm saying.
That's one person that would have been on my list of concerts to go to.
Absolutely.
I have a very small list.
Right.
But that's one person that, you're talking about an entertainer that can just go there and hit some notes like, how Let It See be all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd be digging. I'm like, where's the shepherd? Because you just keep on digging. Exactly. I like him. I really enjoyed seeing him perform, even on YouTube. Look him up. Yes. I mean, wow.
Yes. You will definitely enjoy him as an artist, as an entertainer, as a performer. And I mean, he wasn't no small guy.
Oh, no, he wasn't no small guy.
He was not a small guy, but he worked that stage like it was his home. Yeah. He did his thing. So again, our condolences and prayers go out to the family of Pastor Rance Allen. You will definitely be missed in the gospel community and all over. So God bless you and rest in heaven. Right. So my thought of the week. I love this one. It says, don't wait until you reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself every step of the way. There are little hurdles, little accomplishments that you make on the way to reaching your goal that mean a lot. So pat yourself on the back, be proud of yourself, make sure you have your head up high and stand strong and be confident in what you're doing because, you don't want to wait until you reach that goal to start screaming and yelling and jumping and celebrating. Celebrate the little accomplishments as you begin to work toward reaching your goal, because that is extremely important.
It is important. And sometimes when you celebrate on the way up, you relieve stress of all the hard work it takes to even get there. So don't beat yourself up, work so hard that you forget, that you have a life, right. Because, you don't want all that work to turn to stress and then you give up.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So just reward, something as simple as, oh, I think I did good on my test. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to treat myself to ice cream. It may only be $6,
right?
But it's a treat. It's a reward. It's little things, just like little doggy treats you give a dog, and he continues to learn tricks.
Exactly.
He continues to be obedient and do the things you want him to do.
Exactly.
Treat yourself so that you feel like, wow, I have a goal, and on that way to that goal, I'm going to keep giving myself little nuggets,
right,
to keep myself in tune and on the right path.
Motivated.
Right.
Exactly. So that is extremely important. I mean, people don't realize that even, not even just thinking about ourselves. When you think about someone else, think about being in a relationship, whether it's with your spouse or your children or your coworkers or whatever. Think about your supervisor. When you are doing something that you think, nobody's really paying attention, you go into work, you get to work on time, you log in, you're a team player, you're always there. But then how good does it feel to know that you're just doing your job? But then when you get amongst your peers, maybe in a department meeting or a team meeting, and your supervisor says to you, I want to give some kudos to, Terry or Kim or Keisha or whoever it is for a job well done on this. And you're like, whoa, hey, I was just coming to work. I was just,
Right, because you always brace yourself when you hear that All right, we're gonna give some kudos and shout outs. You're always bracing yourself like, it's probably not me, but who is it gonna be? Exactly. All right, whatever. And then next thing you know, your name pop up. It's like, okay. Right. So you try to have to play it off like, I'm just good like that anyway. But it's always good to get kudos if it's not from your boss, kudos from your children,
right,
from your spouse, just people around you. Just give out a good word to somebody and maybe it will come back.
Absolutely. I believe in, the I don't know if it's a cliche or a quote or the old saying or whatever you want to call it, but I believe that you are able to draw in what you think. You are the energy the things that you think, the way that you carry yourself, the words that you speak out of your mouth. I believe that energy goes out into the universe. It goes out into the atmosphere and it begins to draw that same energy back to you. And so when you begin to speak positive comes to you. When you think positive comes to you. When you have a good outlook on just everything, then everything, you can always find something good in every single thing that's going on, regardless of what the situation is. When someone passes away, we can choose. Yes, we're going to hurt. We're going to mourn. We're going to cry. We're going to be sad that we may not see them in the physical anymore. But when you begin to think on the reasons they made you laugh or they made you smile or the meal you shared together or when you went shopping together or, when you just sat and had a good conversation with that person, those are things we can choose to think on to make us to put us in a better place of positivity and feeling good about just any and everything, so we have an opportunity to be proud of ourselves, to be proud of others. And the more that we give out love and joy and peace and energy and happiness and love, the more it'll come back to us.
Indeed. I believe in that.
I believe in that too. The law of reciprocity. You give out and it'll come back. So you give out good will come back.
Do unto others.
Yes. You were going, Rev.
I'm just saying,
Listen, tonight we are talking about having a backup plan. With the country, the way it is right now, so many people have lost their jobs. So many people have lost their homes, their cars. They have been put in a position where they have been sick because of the virus. They have contracted the virus or have had to take care of a family member who has been infected, by the coronavirus. And so our prayers, our prayers and love and good thoughts go out to those that are, recovering. Our condolences go out to those that have lost a loved one due to this virus. But we want to say to those that are finding themselves, in between a rock and a hard place, we want to help you, give you some ideas, give you some suggestions that may help you bounce back, that may help you think differently or outside of the box that you're in.
Right.
I know for me personally, I grew up in a family where a bunch of women were very strong and talented and gifted, and they've always had a means of making things happen. And so I know myself, I got about 12 jobs.
I think I have about 11.
Exactly.
But it's nice to have a backup plan, though.
It is. It is nice to have a backup plan. A side gig, a side job, a side hustle, whatever word you want to use to fill in the blanks. Make sure that you are using your talents to the best of your abilities. In the Bible, God talks about giving one person one talent and giving another person a bunch of talents, 7 talents or whatever, and they didn't, use them. And so he took them away. Well, listen, I don't want God to take away my talents. I'm going to use them until I can't use them anymore. We teach vocal lessons. Yep. I am a tutor. I tutor students from kindergarten all the way through college. We do all kinds of things that bring in extra income that we are talented at doing. We are music producers. We write songs. We do shoot videos. We do photography. Yeah. We do a little bit of everything. And so we just want to share some things with you that we don't know who out there is in need or may need some ideas.
Right. You just never know. There's a lot of opportunities out there that people can do.
Exactly.
And it's just a matter of just, getting off your butt and doing it.
Thank you. We are on one accord. I'm so glad you went there because in my mind, I was thinking we have to get rid of our pride.
Yep.
I was thinking about, we know him as Elvin Thibodeau. for those that are used to watch the Cosby Show back in the day. But his name is Jeffrey Owens. And I don't know if you've heard the story, read the story, or, seen what has happened with him, but he has not had too many roles after leaving the Cosby Show. He hasn't been able to kind of find anything that would set him up, basically. And he's probably been doing little things here and there. But a woman videotaped him working at Trader Joe's. And she, I guess, was trying to make a mockery of him or trying to, make fun of him or say to the people like, haha, look at him. Here's a Cosby Show. Here's an actor who was on the Cosby Show who's no longer on the Cosby Show. And now he's working at Trader Joe's. But let me tell you something. When you have a wife or a husband and children and a family, you got to do what you have to do.
Oh, yeah.
And if it means going to work at Burger King or McDonald's or the grocery store or the car wash or wherever it is, I will respect you more when you're bringing in some sort of paycheck than not bringing in anything. Because as long as you have breath in your body, 2 good feet, 2 good hands, I believe that there's something out there for all of us to do. There's so many people that have started businesses and become very successful at their business as a result of losing their job. And it's just, we have to get to the point where we just open up our minds to say, hey, my heart, my integrity won't let me have pride and beg and sit down. I want to get out and do something and say that I'm doing this for my family, regardless of what it is. And going back to being proud of yourself, that is absolutely something that you can be proud of.
Right. Even doing it for yourself, even if you don't have a family, if you don't have children to take care of or a wife or a husband, do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself. Absolutely. I think about, we have to understand too that a lot of people feel like they don't have an out, don't understand, options, don't think of options other than what they've been doing for a very long time. And as a result, people are stressed, not planning can cause stress, can cause anxiety, can cause thoughts of suicide, can cause divorce, homelessness, depression. I mean, the illnesses, the list just goes on and on. So we definitely want to share what we've come up with as ways so that for you to start thinking of a backup plan. You never know what may happen or wherever road God may take you down. We want you to make sure that you're prepared. But before we go into that list, we want to give a shout out. We got somebody in the chat that's up at 5:15 a.m.
That's Jabbar over there.
I know.
Yes.
Shout out. Yes, exactly. We got people listening to us all over the country. They up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we must be doing something good on Beyond the Chat.
Yeah. And one thing about Jabbar is I'll tell you guys, because I have so many jobs when I'm so busy. I used to build websites for a lot of businesses for myself. Everything I did myself. Graphics, websites, everything. And I met Jabbar, and he has really come through for a lot of stuff that I want to do web-based that I just don't have time to do anymore.
Right.
And he rocks. And I tell you, he's on the other side of the world, but I can send him a message and he'll be like right on it.
Yes.
So so if you guys, ever need any web development, website stuff done, you can either reach out to me and I can get with him, or a couple of sites even have his information at the bottom. It's like Jabbar websites or something like that. But anyway, he does a great job.
Yes, he does.
And he takes direction very well. So, Hey, shout out. Thank
you so much. He takes care of us. And like TW said, whenever we reach out to him or whenever he reaches out to him to take care of us, he always gets the job done. So we appreciate your support at 5:15 a.m. So we appreciate you waking up and watching Beyond the Chat. Make sure you share it. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. We love what we do. This is our 13th episode, and we are going strong. We are super excited about whatever avenue God is getting ready to take us down. So make sure you share. We want to be a light, a platform for so many different cultures, people of all walks of life, ages, backgrounds, no matter who you are. We definitely want to be a podcast that speaks to the masses and, to just any and everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we bring, some music. We bring entertainment. We have giveaways. We give away money. We have trivia. We have so much fun. And so we just love what we do. And it is our prayer that our energy and our vibes flow through to you so that you know how passionate we are about what we do, and not just about what we do, but being a voice and a light for you out there, and being a platform to share from us to you and you to us. We want to hear from you too. If you want to call in, talk about an idea that you have, a way for people to have a side gig or to grow their business or do it yourself or whatever it is, the number is 833-282-2824. We always want to make sure we shout out our family. My cousin Bakisha Whitmire, she's in there. Hello, cousin. How you doing? Thank you so much for supporting me all the way from up north in the Maryland, DC, the DMV. Shout out. We killing it. Black Lives Matter Boulevard. They were killing it last night.
They were dancing last night.
They were jamming. They had the band out there. I was like, oh, I need to be home right now.
Yeah.
I was loving it. So shout out to Maryland, DC, Virginia. We did it big last night, and I'm super excited. Thank you so much for the love. We appreciate you all.
We appreciate you all. I have somebody say, hey, coach, but I don't see their names.
That was for me. That was Coach Lynn.
Oh, you were saying hey, Coach.
I was saying hey, Coach, to Coach Lynn. Shout out to Coach Lynn.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I was a cheerleader coach, believe it or not, for 8 years for the Panthers. And she was one of the head coaches as well. So we spent a lot of years together out there with those kids, those young ladies, whipping them into shape, bringing home those trophies. So shout out to Coach Lynn. I appreciate you for watching.
Yeah, it's such a blessing to have you all watch. And it seems like we're getting bigger and bigger every show.
Yes.
So just keep spreading the word, spread the love, because we're here to educate. And it's not just about us. We want you to call in and give us your point of view, because it's beyond the chat.
Exactly. We go beyond just talking and chatting. We want to hear from you. We want to engage with our community. We want to know what's on your mind, what you're thinking. We hope you love our characters. As a matter of fact, if those of you out there that have seen Yvette and Mr. Cletus already, then they will be back next week and hosting our podcast for us. They have been a signature group of guests on our show. And so they will be back next week.
Yes, and they're starting to build their own little fan base.
Exactly. We were in the, where were we?
At a voting poll.
We're at a voting poll, and a lady walked by and she said, I've been watching y'all podcast. I see y'all characters on there. And we've even had family members to call. They don't want to talk to us. They want to talk to Yvette and Mr. Cletus. So, I think we may be, I don't know. We might have to rotate.
Well, yeah, every other show, started popping in every month or something.
Exactly, because.
But I'm just saying, it's going to be hilarious next week.
It is going to be hilarious.
It's going to be hilarious.
I'm ready. I don't know what Yvette going to do. Ready. I don't know what Mr. Cletus is going to do, but I'm ready and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well.
Okay, let's jump into it. So we've been doing some research, and we've been talking about, actors, actresses, musicians, basketball players, football players, soccer players, celebrities that people don't realize that have been affected in a major way, not just by this pandemic, but just overall. I think a lot about people that are not getting their just due. Like, I'm a singer, I'm a performer, I'm an artist. And so I really think about artists that are out there that have some amazing songs that they get $5 for, that they get $10 for, because they didn't write the song, they didn't produce the song, they didn't have anything to do with engineering the song. They were just the singer on the song or on the track. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but too, a lot of people don't understand contracts,
right?
And music, and a lot of them can't even afford an attorney to even look at the contract to see if they're going to get burned.
Exactly.
So if you don't know, basic music business,
right, then
it's so easy to get burned, because these people have been doing it for decades. Yes. And it's so easy for them to just take this cookie cutter contract and say, we screwed the last person, we're going to screw somebody else.
Right.
I'm not going to say, that's not everyone, but unfortunately, there's a lot of them out there that's just in it for the money to use you. That's why they're always looking for somebody like really young, so that they can groom them and slap them in the head and keep them for 8-9 years,
right?
And until they're washed up, and then they move on to the next young person.
Exactly.
You go and try to sign an adult. That adult is going to be more aware,
right?
And they're going to look at little stuff and like, well, they're going to question stuff. What does that mean?
Exactly. And they can't, lock you in a contract for 10, 15 years, 20 years and tell you this is what you're going to do. And this is what we're going to do for you. And this is all you can have. No, you're going to get some pushback when you have an adult that's educated, that's had some experiences. And so, talking about that, I was reading and I saw, you remember I don't know if you all know out there, and probably the young people that may be watching or parents that have young children, the young lady, Spencer Ganis from Frozen, the movie Frozen, everybody knows, let it go, right? Do you know she only made $926?
Wow.
15-year-old voice of Elsa in the movie Frozen only pocketed $926 for one day of shooting. And that is really sad.
That is really sad.
That movie made $1.2 billion worldwide.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I thought the going rate was about like $1,300 a day to shoot. Unless she came in and did, her thing really fast because she was really good. And it's like, oh, well, shoot. Well, we don't need you no more. All we needed you for was an hour. And then in a child's mind or a mother's mind or a father's mind that really haven't ever seen anything like that or haven't ever been in the business, they may think, wow, you just made $1,000 in 1 hour. Whoa. Right. But you have to look at the big picture. You have to look at the big picture. They're going to this is going to be a major motion picture. I mean, what young girl doesn't want to go out and see a Disney movie or, animated movie for that matter with princesses and ice skating and all this beautiful things going on. She's pretty and she's dressed nice and she's singing. And what young child doesn't want to see that? She made $926. That ain't nothing. That's nothing compared. Exactly. So imagine just to trigger that, imagine seeing her working at Trader Joe's. Because in our minds, we would think, oh, that's Elsa. Mommy, that's Elsa. And these kids are going crazy. And she's working at Trader Joe's because she made $926. Because obviously there wasn't someone there to say, yeah, how much are you expecting to gross off of this movie or net off of this movie? We need to do some more numbers. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these people that were like one-hit wonders, they made money for one day. They actually have a fan base that's making the company a ton of money. Yep. They have a fan base. Absolutely. So you can be famous and not be making a dime. Can I just say, I totally agree with you. Think about now, maybe I shouldn't bring him up, but I'm gonna bring him up just to make my point. R. Kelly. R. Kelly has hits from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s. I mean, I promise you about 30 years worth of hits. Now, whether you like him or not, the truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't pay what, $40,000, $20,000, whatever it was, because he didn't have it. So I'm like, how is that possible? That, like I said, in my mind, this man has over 30 years worth of hits. He can't pay $20,000. But listen, we're not in his bank account. We're not in his pockets. We don't know who he's had to pay. And obviously with his legal fees and him trying to keep himself out of trouble, I'm sure he done paid a whole bunch of people. So these people are struggling. So, I don't know if he's getting out anytime soon, but if y'all see R. Kelly at Trader Joe's, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Listen, don't. You heard it here first. They won't believe it's him. What, you heard it here first. Nah, that ain't him. Tell. You heard it on Beyond the Chat first. He looked over here. Exactly. So I'm just saying, you heard it here first. If he gets out, you see him at Trader Joe's. Just a few more, because I know you want to talk about some credit stuff. So I was reading ladies. I haven't seen the movie, but I know a whole bunch of ladies out there have seen 50 Shades of Grey. Jamie Dornan is the leading male actor of 50 Shades of Grey. He made $100,000 for that movie. When the movie grossed over $6.92 million, and he made $100,000. So yeah, this is a big one. John Travolta, Pulp Fiction. He signed a contract for $150,000, and Pulp Fiction
made a whopping $20 million. $1 million. This is the kid. Now, when I read this one, I was like, wait, hold on. Y'all remember The Color Purple, right? Oprah Winfrey only made $35,000. That shocked me. But we know she's worth like $2.8 billion today. Now, but back then she made $35,000 off of Steven Spielberg offered her $35,000 and she took it.
Yeah, that was way back in the day though.
Listen,
they were slaves.
You know what? I'm done. So I guess he paid her.
So back then, that was a lot of money.
Listen, Steven, we're gonna need to have some more conversations. I'm just saying. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jennifer Lawrence, Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Jim Carrey. I was reading this one. Jim Carrey, he gambled on his movie. He took $0 up front, and then pocketed $20 million.
And that's smart business. When you know that you're gonna do your thing,
yeah,
you can do stuff like that.
Yeah, off of Pet Detective. $20 million. He said, don't give me nothing up front. Wait till I'm done with the movie.
And then give me my royalties.
And then give me my royalties. So he made $20 million. Now, the funny thing about that, which, I mean, he did his thing. The movie grossed $220 million. So after everybody been paid their millions, he made $20 million. I like the way he worked.
I like that plan.
I like that plan too. Do you know Kerry Washington has only made she made $250,000 per episode of Scandal. You'll take
I'll take it. You said only. I'm like,
I'm just saying.
I'll take it.
I'm just saying. Well, I say only because if you compare the fact that she's an African-American woman actress, if that had been another actor, maybe Caucasian or whatever the other, whatever other ethnicity you want to put in there, they probably would have made a lot more. And I think that's the point that I'm trying to make is that, she's the leading lady of Scandal.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the list of payouts, but yeah, she is a significant
part of Scandal. Exactly. So anyway, have a backup plan. I remember working at Progressive Insurance years ago, and I was on the recruitment team. And so my team received the applications. We were a part of the vetting process, to see if you qualify for the position, whether we should move your application forward to the next level, blah, blah, blah. And I was surprised to see how many cut NFL players, cut NBA players, cut soccer players, cut actors and actresses were applying for jobs at Progressive.
Trying to get a job because they know they can talk.
Exactly. Right. And I mean, after probably about maybe the 20th one I had seen, I'm like, oh, this is the norm. But then I had to start thinking that these things don't last forever.
They don't. Yeah, they don't. And so any of you that's coming into some money, save your money, manage your money. If you can't, there's professional businesses, there's professional people out there that can help you manage your money, because it's so many people that's basically living at their means, not below, not way above. They're living at their means to where if something happens, you done.
They done.
And then now they want to kill themselves.
Exactly. I was getting ready to say that. It's sad because I used to live in another city, and one of these parents of one of the students of the high school that was in the neighborhood I lived in, he was a major accountant for a huge company, and the company, for whatever reason, it tanked. And he had been making like hundreds of $1,000s a year. They had a beautiful home, drove nice cars. The kids went, the school out there was a really nice school and the neighborhood was great. And he lost his job. And so he started doing accounting at the high school that his children attended to make some ends meet. And it just was not giving him the gratification that he needed, that he was getting.
The lifestyle.
Exactly, to support the lifestyle that he was living. And he went and purchased over $600 in fireworks. It was around summertime, around July. He went and purchased over $600 in fireworks. He killed his wife, his son, and his daughter, set the house on fire, and killed himself. And he left a note saying, I just couldn't figure out a way to get back.
That's horrible.
Exactly. And so that's why it's so, you have taught me a lot by showing me that it's important to think before you speak, to remain calm, breathe through things, not get all upset and bent out of shape, because honestly, you never know what someone else is going through. They may put on, a smile. They may laugh. They may have on their suits and ties and dresses and skirts and high heels and makeup and hair and all this stuff. But behind all of that facade, you never know what's going on with the person. And the very thing that you say or that you do or you get upset with them could cause them to snap.
Exactly what we talked about when we opened the show.
Exactly.
You give out good, you receive good. Right. And if you continue to give out good, you never know who you will bless by just saying something as simple as, wow, that's a nice outfit.
Exactly.
Yep.
You make people's day. You can make someone's day just by offering a compliment, offering a smile. I work in healthcare and I deal with a lot of physicians, and a lot of all of my physicians, they respect me. They have a lot of respect for me, and they come into my office asking for whatever they're asking for. And, I'll say, have a good day. Make sure you stay safe out there. And I say that because I really mean it, because I would hate for something to happen to one of them. And I'm telling you, it has blessed me by saying that to them, because they are blessed knowing that I care enough to even say it. To tell them, hey, stay safe out there, because they're on the front line. They're a frontline worker working with the patients that have been affected by the coronavirus and every other, sickness and illness. They are putting themselves on the front line for us so that they can take care of the patients and we can remain safe. And so you never know whose day you're going to make just by saying, hey, take care, be safe, all that stuff. And so I think that's awesome.
It is awesome. Because some people feel intimidated because someone has a higher role or they're way up here. And it's like, well, I'm not going to say anything to this person. But, people are human.
Yes, they are.
So you never know what little things make such a big difference.
Absolutely.
In somebody that's even at they could be making, they can be making $500,000 a year. But something as simple as, hey, I appreciate you. Man, you don't know how good that makes me feel when I'm busting my butt trying to make sure I'm resolving issues and somebody take the time to just say, I appreciate you.
Exactly.
I don't think about how much they make.
Right.
I don't think about how much I make. Right. All I think about is the fact that, wow, you actually said you appreciate me.
Exactly. Yeah. And that makes your day. We got somebody in the chat. Name look familiar?
Yes. Shad Core up in the house.
Shad Core is up in the house. Shout out to Shad Core. We appreciate the support. We're going to definitely have to have you on the show because, man, let me tell you, if y'all want to hear somebody spit some lyrics, oh my goodness, lyrical. He is lyrical. Mama should have named you Lyric. That's all I'm saying, because he got the flavor.
Yeah.
So thank you.
He got the bars.
He does. He got the bars. He got the bars. He wrote on our first project or second project.
Yeah, second.
He wrote on our second project, and whoo boy, I mean, he wrote it without no paper. It just came off the top of the dome. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna need you to repeat exactly what you just said because we're recording it because that's it.
Well, did you get it?
Right. Right. He's like, well, did you get it? And we were like, oops, can you say it again?
It's like, well, I'm just trying to feel it right now.
No,
that was good. What you did was just right. I'm just trying to feel it. That ain't right. I need it to get it. And he's the kind of writer that will write without a hook and just keep on going.
And keep going. And have you every other line like, whoa! So we'll definitely have to have you on the show so our listeners and our viewers can experience what we have experienced working with you. So thanks again for your support. We love it. Thank you so much.
Look him up.
Yes. Shad Core.
Been doing it for a long time.
Yes. All right. And flip it over to you. What you talking about tonight?
Well, I just want to, just mention a few things about credit.
Ooh.
Credit is so important. And I'm not saying credit like somebody giving you credit like, yeah, he did it. Okay, that kind of credit. But credit like your credit score.
Right.
Is so important to have good credit.
Yes.
There's some people that, make money, like athletes, doctors and all that,
right.
And they may have money in the bank and they may not necessarily need a loan because they can just pay for stuff.
Right.
But it's always good to have good credit when you just regular people like us.
Right.
Because if for some reason you don't have that much money in the bank and you need a loan, say you're trying to buy a car or a boat or a house,
Mhm.
a large purchase,
Right.
where it's like, I don't have $200,000 in the bank to just, get this to them. And then if I did have it in there, I'm not going to give you every single thing that I have.
Exactly.
But it's very important to have good credit, because a couple of things that it does is it lowers your interest rate when you do get a loan.
Thank you, Jesus.
And another thing is you don't have to worry about going to a lender that you've never heard of,
right?
Because you have bad credit,
and then they're banging you over the head,
right, with the interest rate,
right? Because they have to secure their return,
right? They got to make some money,
exactly,
and they have to take a risk. Your low credit score means that they have to take a higher risk,
right,
at giving you money,
exactly.
So if you had a great credit score, then they feel like, okay, well, he's on time. I don't necessarily need to worry about getting the money back, because based on his history of paying bills on time,
right,
I can give him whatever.
Yes. And listen, we were blessed recently. I know I was blessed recently with a vehicle purchase, and I had a loan from the credit union, went to the car dealership. I was excited about my, percentage rate. I'm like, woo, okay, thank you. That's what good credit to do. Okay, thank you. And we get to the car dealership, and the loan officer at the car dealership was a blessing to us, because she was able to get us down a whole nother, 1%.
It's like a whole, it
almost
went from
2%?
like almost 4 something to 2 something. So
Yes.
it was like almost 2%. It was like,
yeah,
we don't have to talk to them other people.
We don't have to talk to them.
We're going to do everything right here.
Exactly. They was a little salty when I called them back and was like, no, thank you. They was like, but we giving it to you at 3.79%. Can you do 1.99? Yeah, no, we can't do that. Well, peace out. Okay. So yes, good credit will definitely be a blessing to you. I've worked hard to make sure that I build my credit, pay my bills on time, make sure that I try to pay a little extra when I can, maybe pay early when I can, always pay my credit card before the day it's due. So the interest rate won't hit me and all that stuff. The interest won't hit me. I just think I had no stress.
Yeah. And those are key things to make sure that your credit stays on point. Now, it's one thing to maintain your credit by paying your bills on time.
Yes.
Paying your bills ahead of time.
Yes.
Maybe put more towards the bill, so you're not paying on that loan for the duration of the loan, and basically, compounding, having all that interest that you're paying for. And there's ways to improve your credit. You can do things like get a credit card.
Yes.
And make sure that when you use a credit card, you pay that credit card off.
Right.
Now, don't get a loan and pay it off immediately, because then you're not creating any kind of history of payments that show the banks or lenders that, okay, yeah, he's going to pay on time, because, wow, you just got the loan and you just paid it off. Right. That's not going to show any kind of pattern of or paying habit that, okay, yeah, he good, we got him. Now that just means that you had the money and you just got a loan for some reason, so you just didn't have it at that point, or that time.
Exactly.
So the average credit score pretty much range from about 580 to 670. That's about the average, but you can definitely get that boosted by just paying stuff on time. But you can also hurt yourself by being 30 days late, 120 days late, 90 days late. Once that stuff hits your credit, I think the statutory statute of limitation for Florida is 5 years. So say your credit is bad for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you decide, okay, well, I want to go ahead and clean this up, and make sure you check your credit report.
Yes.
Stay on point with looking at those credit reports.
Yes.
All right. All 3 of them. Because there's a couple things that you can do to improve your credit. And one is dispute items that's different on your credit. So if Trans has a different TransUnion have a different credit rate or different errors in there than Equifax, then it's like, okay, well, this is my late payment was in March,
right?
But this one says April, and it's the same. That's a conflict. You can get stuff like that removed. So look at your reports and dispute things that's not accurate,
and make sure that your information, your personal information, is correct. I don't know how many times. So you can get a free credit report every single year from freecreditreport.com. I get one every single year. I check my credit, make sure everything is good. I'm always, checking. You can go to Credit Karma and create an account there as well. But make sure your personal information is correct, because one number difference of a social security number, one number difference of a date of birth can cause something to be put on your credit that has nothing to do with you. I don't know how many times I've been Natalie and Nathaniel and I've been Natisha and Natanya. I'm like, people, that is not my name. So that is not my issue. So I'm gonna need you to take it off. So it's like, and sometimes it's just a mistake. Humans are putting this stuff on your credit report. It's happening. Sometimes it's happening by a computer, but more than likely it's happening by the hand of a human. And so people make mistakes. And so make sure that you stay up on what's on your credit and don't back down. You can, like TW said, you can fight this stuff and dispute it and it will be removed.
Right. And if you can't, or you don't have the time to, there's agencies that's out there that will do it for you. You just have to be honest.
Right.
And put the information in there that says, hey, this is the issue and this is what I need done.
Right.
But be honest. Don't have them spinning their wheels, jump through all kinds of hoops, and you jacked it up yourself.
And they come back and be like, so they said that, this is your $20,000. See, what had happened was, I had time to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Past due bills.
Right.
Exactly. Catch up on your bills. Pay your bills.
Yes.
And, hey, there's a few things that you can do to actually improve your credit. Speaking of bills, you can actually report your bills to Experian.
Yes.
And once they see that you have a payment history, say your electric bill, your phone bill, your utility bill, you can actually contact Experian, and there's something called Experian Boost.
Yes.
So look into that, because you can add your bills to that and actually get credit.
Right.
That will raise your credit score just by them seeing that you're consistently paying your bills
on time.
And
that includes your water bill, your electric bill, your phone bill. Some people have gas. You pay your gas bill on time. Like Coach, like I'm about to call you Coach TW. Like TW said, you can boost your credit by paying your utility bills on time.
Yeah. As long as they're aware that that's your bill and you're paying it consistently. They don't know. They're not going to look at that bill and see that, this bill is building credit.
Right.
They have no idea. You have to actually add it. But I tell you, the minute you 30 days later, 90 days late, and the company reports that, then that's on you.
That's on you. Not me. You,
boo.
You, boo.
So take care of your bills. Another thing you can do too is, you can get a credit card with a higher limit and make sure, because the thing that happens is they look at the debt ratio. Okay, so if it looks like if you have $2,000 in credit cards and you haven't used any of the cards, it looks like, wow, you have that available.
Exactly.
But if you're maxed out, then it looks like, wow, okay, well, you don't manage money well. You're already at your limit. So why would we give you more money?
Exactly.
When you're maxing out all your credit cards.
You're maxing it all
out.
But
if you have $2,000 on this credit card, then you get another credit card and it's $5,000. That's $7,000 that you're sitting on, that they're looking at and they're saying, wow, okay, this person is on point and he's not a heavy spender,
right?
Or a person that spends like he got the money.
Exactly.
So normally you have a lot of credit cards. Maybe you don't have the money, you do have the money. Some people don't, but I know a particular person that has a lot of credit cards that don't use all the credit cards, but every once in a while that credit card will be used just to keep it active. It's like, okay, I'm going to use it just to kind of, make sure there's some kind of activity on it, but that's what you do. You do the activity, you keep it low, and you just pay it off.
Are you talking about a specific person? Are you talking about me?
Oh no, I didn't say your name.
Listen, I can't help that. I don't want to be in debt. I'm just saying, I appreciate having the means to be able to flip out a card if I need to and know that it's going to be good.
Same here.
Exactly.
Same here. Just keep your payments consistent. Don't wait until the due date to pay your bills.
Yes.
Pay your bills a week ahead of time,
yes.
2 weeks, and just put more on it so that you're not just paying all that interest. That's how they make money. It's the interest. They don't make it from you just making the payments.
Right.
That's you giving them the money back. It's
exactly.
the interest.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I just want to say that the Bible says it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I just believe that I know myself, I've been blessed because I have a heart to give. I know that you have been blessed because you have a huge heart to give. And I think that's so important. Sometimes we lose sight of what's really important and what's most important. And that is, treating others the way that we would want to be treated. We started this podcast and we want it to be a blessing to our community, to our families, to, people from all over, whoever would listen to us and join in the conversation. And, we decided that we were going to do some trivia, have some fun, but we wanted to be a blessing. And every time we do trivia, I get so excited about giving because I know that God is not going to do anything but turn around and give it right back to us. And so that's what keeps us going. Make sure you have an open heart. I'm going to tell you a quick story that my grandmother taught me as a little girl, and I remember it to this day. I'm 44 years old, and I'm not ashamed to say that I've been blessed. But when I was a little girl, my grandmother gave me and two of my other cousins $1. And my other two cousins, they grabbed the $1 and they balled it up in their fist like really, really tight. And my grandmother was still reaching in her purse. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep my hand open because she might be trying to give out some more money other than just $1. And so she told us, and she said, keep your hand closed. Don't open your fist. Keep your hands as tight as you can. And I'm going to try to put some more money in there, but keep your hand tight like you have it. Don't let go of your $1. And she was trying to shove the money into their hand. And she kept telling them, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go, don't open your hand. And she taught us that the tighter you hold on to something, you're not opening up yourself, or you're not giving yourself any room to receive more.
Right.
But if you have your hand open and you go to use that $1, then your hand is open to receive something else that God has in store for you. God says that he will overflow you, so much that you will not have room enough to receive. He'll make your cup run over, and that's not just with finances. People, you want to have an overflow of joy, an overflow of peace, an overflow of love and happiness. And that is the way to do it. You first have to be first partaker, and that is giving it out to others.
Amen. Amen. Oh my!
I pass the offering plate. You know what I'm saying? We thank you. We hope that something that we talked about tonight has been a blessing to you. Make sure you make sure you subscribe, leave us a comment on this video. We would love to hear from you. We want to hear what else y'all want to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
We will be back next Sunday
on time
at 6 p.m.
Ready to go
at beyondthechat.com. Thanks for watching. God bless you. And we'll see you next Sunday at 6 p.m. Take care and God bless.
Peace.
Beyond the chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the chat. We're not just talk. Beyond the chat. Hey, look. Keep it plain, keep it real. We really get down to it. You know the drill. From the bottom to the top. Hey, stay tuned. Make sure you stay locked. We go beyond the chat. We're not just talk. Hey, beyond the chat. We're not just talk. We go. Peace.